Alright, so we're going to finish with some two-point perspective sketching. We're going to do some architectural sketches. So first we're just going to review what two-point perspective drawing is and how to do two-point perspective sketches. So if you remember, we have in two-point perspective we have 2 points that become our vanishing points. Okay, so we're going to call this vanishing point 1 and this vanishing point 2. Right? So all of our horizontal lines, or what would be horizontal lines if we drew something straight on, is going to go to these vanishing points now. Vertical lines still stay vertical, and we'll talk about how to do curved lines and circles and all that other stuff when we start sketching some other objects. So this assignment we're going to do 3 sketches of a box, which we did in class in DDP 1, I believe. So we're going to do 3 sketches of a box. The first one is going to be where the box falls on this imaginary horizontal line between 2 vanishing points. So what we're going to do, and we're going to do this all just by sketching, no tools except for our pencil. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a vertical line somewhere that intersects with this imaginary horizontal line. Right? Now, when we sketch, it's important to do your lines really lightly, okay? Really light until you're pretty sure that you have this correct, and then you darken it in, okay? So the vertical lines aren't that bad, but when we start going to the vanishing points, so we're going to take this top and this bottom of this line, and we're going to attach it to the vanishing points. Now here's where the light lines come in handy. So we're going to do a light line, and we're going to make sure that we're hitting this vanishing point. When we're sure, then we're going to darken it in. And we're only going to darken it a little bit in like that. So we're going to take this bottom, and we're going to aim for the vanishing point, do a couple of light lines. When you're sure you have it, darken it in, and do the same thing on this side. So we're going to attach to the vanishing point with a light line, and we're going to darken it in, and then this one to the vanishing point, really light. Make sure you're aiming correctly, and then darken it in. And then we're going to put our vertical lines to make this a box, right? So we can see the right side and the left side of this box. And if you want to darken it in more, you can. And the more you do some like light sketching lines on it, the more natural it's going to look, right? To make this thing look like it's a 3-dimensional object. So that's our first box we're going to draw. Okay, so now we're going to draw an object above this horizon line, which means we're going to see the bottom of the object. So if it's on the horizon line, we only see 2 sides. If it's above the horizon line, we see the bottom of the object. So we're going to start again. We'll draw it off to the side here a little bit and start with a light line. When you're confident that you have a nice vertical line, darken it in. And then we're going to take the top and bottom and attach it to the vanishing points. Do really light lines at first. When you're sure that you're pointing at the vanishing point, you can darken in a little bit. And take the bottom, go to the vanishing point, and darken it in. And we'll put our side on there. Then we're going to take the top to vanishing point 2 over here. And again, I'm starting with really light lines, and then darken it in. Really light line, darken it in, and put my side on. So as you can see, we're going to be able to see the bottom here. So we're going to take the bottom corner of the back edge here, and we're going to attach this to the vanishing point with a really light line, like that. See, I'm just kind of dragging my pencil across the paper, and then I'm going to darken that in. I'm going to take this point and go to this vanishing point, and I'm going to darken that in. Okay, so that's how we do an object that is above the horizon line. I'm going to do one more object down here, so it's below the horizon line. And this, if it's below the horizon line, we're going to see the top of the object. So let's do this over here. Nice light line. Darken it in. And then again, just drag your pencil across the piece of paper to get your aim correct to the vanishing point, and then you can darken it in a little bit. We're going to go to the vanishing point again, nice light line, darken it in, nice light line, and again they don't have to be straight, don't worry about it. And then this one's going to go there, and darken that in. And then we're going to put our sides on. And then we're going to see the top right here. So we're going to take this point and go to that vanishing point, and this point, and we're going to go to that vanishing point. And I'm going to get my line up, and darken it in, this, and darken that in. Okay, so there are 3 objects. So if it's above, we see 2 sides in the bottom. If it's below, we see 2 sides in the top. And if it falls on that line, we only see 2 sides. Alright, so everybody sketch this the best you can. If you want to do it again, do it over. Get used to putting points. You just put a vertical line, and then aim for the vanishing points like that. And when you're confident you have the aim down, you put your side on, and you can darken that in. Again, if it's above, aim for the vanishing points. Right, you can't cheat. You got to aim for those vanishing points. And then you can put the bottom on, and then aim. Put the sides on, and aim like that. We're gonna get used to just doing some kind of sketchy stuff like that. Right, so do it a bunch of times, get used to doing it. It's a really, really good skill to have, to be able to sketch something to show what you are thinking to someone by able to sketch really quickly. So, get that handed in, and we'll move on to start doing some architectural sketches and drawing different objects. Alright, let me know if you have any questions.